Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me today. I was listening to all the talks about technology and the people working on the beach, and that's not going to happen when you make bread by hand. It's just never going to be the place you can work off-premise making these products. So my business is much more like Paula's, which is a hands-on, slow food. It's all about baking and serving the customers a handmade product every day. We're bricks and mortar. We make everything. Piles of inventory. We don't have any virtual inventory at all, so it's a completely different type of business. Let's see. There we go. So that's my storefront, my original location. And for all of you that raise your hand that you've been to Amy's Bread, I thank you very much for being a customer. We've been in business for 22 years. I started in 1992, and I wanted to open my own business, and I thought it would be a restaurant, but then it evolved into becoming, the idea was a bakery. And I started with the left side of this location. It was 650 square feet, and we had a little bread oven in the back, a work table, a mixer, and then a counter at the front where we had fresh bread and coffee. You poured the water in the top in the Bun-O-Matic, and not the espresso bar of today. It was just a basic, get your coffee, get your bread, and that's all I had. And at that time, I just wanted to sell great bread, and I knew the neighborhood needed it. I lived in that neighborhood on 9th Avenue and 46th Street, and I felt like there was a great demand for something better. And I also had worked in restaurants at that point, and I had worked for some really great chefs, Tom Colicchio, David Boulay, when they had both taken off in their first restaurant that they worked at. And I knew that there were chefs that may want my bread for as a wholesale product that they would serve in their restaurant. So I opened with 5 employees, not knowing what I was getting into, and not realizing all the different kinds of things that would happen over the years, and the demands and the changes and all that. And it's been an evolution, as everyone has talked about, and to consider the world that we live in today with much more technology. But so this is my location on 9th Avenue today, and we have both sides of it. The left side is our store, and the right side is actually, we made a little second store, but it didn't really work out the way we expected, so now we're using it for all of our packing and catering and demos and things like that. And it's still part of the neighborhood, but the neighborhood is really, really busy now. There are tons of people walking down the street compared to 1992, and it's become a whole different kind of place. And kind of talking about customer service, for us, it's people every day walking in the door. And there's so much competition in New York. There's a lot of chains, and we have 3 locations. We're a small business. We don't have national distribution. We don't have locations outside of New York City. So it's all about treating those neighborhood people well and making sure they come back every day. We make their breakfast for them. We have coffee. We have their daily bread. We have their lunch. We make birthday cakes. We're part of people's special occasions for all their special things that they celebrate. And we love that. It's really, I kind of feel like a little piece of me is going out there and making sure that that beautiful day that has a special birthday celebration has a beautiful cake. So it's a very interesting kind of business to be in. But with our business, so I have this location. This is Chelsea Market, which most of you have been to. It's a very busy place. It's a market under one roof. It's on 9th Avenue between 15th and 16th Street. And we were one of the very first tenants. I was the third business to sign a lease with the founder of Chelsea Market. I felt like I wanted to have my business there because I could show how my bread was being made through the window. We had 25 feet of window, and our bread baking was all there. And we moved in there in 1996 with a small store and then a big, huge kitchen. And that's where I baked the bread all the way until 2 years ago when we ran out of room there. But for us, it was a really special part of being part of New York is to show people that everything is made by hand with care. We're real people behind it, and we want to make sure that their experience with our products was great. And so getting to the point of customer service, I was looking at our stats from August, and in August, which is kind of a slower month in the food business in New York, we served 64,000 retail customers in that month. So that means 64,000 times my staff welcomed them, packed their order, tried to make their order just what they wanted, thanked them, hopefully, every time, which is, a lot rests on you when you want to make sure you give great service and you have a whole staff taking care of the customer. I can't be behind the counter every day telling them why they should try these products and why they're made with really great ingredients and the care that we take to make the products. So I have to count on my staff. So for me, it's all about training and about hiring great people and really looking at the staff and giving them a sense of pride in what they do and having them understand the company and care about it enough to know that they're representing me and they're representing their manager out there with the customers. Finally, I have one more store in the Village, and this is a store on Bleecker Street on the corner by Murray's Cheese. It's on the corner of Leroy. And this is a smaller store. We have a nice neighborhood business there, though, and we really are still all about the bread there. And then the other things. Of course, Amy's Bread is the name of the business, but we make many more things than bread now. But after, I mentioned before that a couple of years ago, we ran out of room in Chelsea Market. So we reduced our space there to 2,500 square feet, and we opened a big bakery in Long Island City, which is just really close in off of the Queensboro Bridge. And we have a beautiful kitchen, beautiful windows everywhere, lots and lots of light. And the front is the office, and then the first floor is a bread bakery that goes all the way back to the back, and then the second floor is a pastry kitchen. So I was able to bring my whole staff together. I have about 210 employees altogether now, and there are about 130 people that bake bread and pastry every day, or all throughout the week. And then also there are the delivery drivers, cleaning staff, and so on. But as I said, for us, the customer service is a daily thing, and it requires vigilance to the quality of the product and to the staff. We also, half of the business is wholesale, so we deliver to about 300 or 400 restaurants and stores every day, and our drivers have to be there on time. They have to brave New York City traffic. They have to deal with the weather. They have to deal with tickets. They also have to bring the bread to the customer or the pastries and make sure that, we have to make sure that it's packed correctly, that they got exactly what they wanted. And we also have to make sure that the products are exactly the way they're supposed to be. And of course, since they're made by hand, maybe one day it's a croissant will have a little bit fuller fuller structure, or a little bit of a crack on the end of 3 pieces of it, but we have to send it out because we only have that many. It's like every day it's all these products. They're not made by a machine. They're not rubber stamped. They're just beautiful handmade products. So it's training the staff on how to bake. It's teaching them, making sure they're packing accurately, communicating, many, many layers. 24/7, we're open every day of the year. When you guys want to have beautiful products on Thanksgiving, we are open. We've baked all night long for you, so you can have a great Thanksgiving with a beautiful pie or whatever. So our business is really a different thing. It's a slow food. It's not a technology. But we do rely on technology because we get reviews immediately if something's bad on Yelp or on our website or on any of those other places where people can make their comments. And for me, it's actually a great thing. I love to hear from customers because it only makes us find out our flaws and help us to get better. We also can hear immediately if something happened. We can go right back to that day and that customer or that receipt on the register, because we have a great POS system which is all integrated between all our stores, to look at what the customer ordered, find out who served them, what happened that made this misunderstanding happen, and try to remedy the situation and try to give the customer something to make up for it. For us, making sure those customers are happy is everything. Our wholesale customers can call us at the last minute, and my husband happens to be our sales manager. He is getting calls from these top chefs any hour of the day at midnight or 9 o'clock at night or whatever, though. Tomorrow I need to add on 10 loaves of bread for my special my special occasion, my event that I'm doing. It's like, well, we can't make 10 loaves of bread right now. It's already the middle of the night and we're making the dough already. So, you have to still figure out a way to get this product made for the customer. So for me, just to say, no matter what business you're in, really great training, really caring about the quality of your product, making sure you've trained your staff in all the different aspects, and then teaching them how to be great customer service, gracious to the customer as well, is important. And I think if you treat the staff well, it's been my experience that they then will carry on that. Coming from the top down, I think, is a very, very important thing to remember, that they reflect your attitude. If you treat them very well and really pay attention to your staff, you can succeed and bring on lots of different kinds of people. Very diverse workforce I have, believe me, and they are out there with the customers every day, and they're really happy and proud of their work. So I think that kind of sums it all up. Oh, this is some products. If you haven't tried them before, this is one of my stores. Some sticky buns and some muffins and some bread twists, which are one of our signature items. Lots of loaves, cookies, and some more loaves of bread. Really beautiful rustic breads. And hopefully you'll be tempted to stop in sometime and taste them and have them at one of your special occasions. Okay? And that's it.